John Lynch, who joins us now in the booth here at NFL Network. It's always vital when you're always valuable as well when you're picking in the top 5 to be here to see everyone up close. John Lynch, how's your week gone?
It's been fantastic, yeah. You know, I'm telling everyone I don't like how we got here and why we're here. We didn't win enough games, but it really is a great opportunity. And I tell you, the access you get to these players, the opportunity, you know, what's great about here, we're playing football. That's what these guys do. The combine's great and we get valuable information, but the ability to go into the meeting, see how these guys take in information and then how they apply it to the field. And then they, you know, some of them can do it for one day, but how are they going to act the next day? And, you know, you also have some control. If you want to see something about a player, you have the control. Your staff can say, let's put them in that situation. So there's so much that you can gain. It really has been a great week. And
during the course of a week like this, John, can you figure out who the leaders are in the individual position groups? Do those guys kind of emerge as the week goes along?
Yeah, you can, and the same can be said for the entire team. Certain guys just have that ability to bring everybody to them. You know, it's and I think that behind the scenes look really helps in that respect. Kind of see who the alphas are in each room, and you know who's just chirping and who really has the respect of their teammates, and that's a fun part of this as well.
I know you coach one side, I mean one team. You guys have the South, but I know there's also a day where you flip, right? And you guys get time with the kids from the North. But do you break up not your staff so much, but do you have people kind of watching the North the entire week as well while you guys are focusing on coaching the South, guys?
We're watching everything. You know, it's been great. One thing that you know, we came in setting out to do, and I think we've done well, and we're going to continue to do, is having tremendous collaboration between our personnel staff and our coaching staff. So in every meeting, all our scouts are in there. The same can be said for the North. Yeah, we are meeting with their group. We're swapping tomorrow. We just negotiated a little more time. They gave us an hour. You can't do a whole lot in an hour. We need an hour and a half.
All right, good.
So thumbs up from Mayock and Gruden and everybody on that. So, you know, that's been fun as well.
Hey, the good news is, I think I can put words in your mouth. You're not going quarterback at 2. So it gives you a little time and some honesty here. What do you think of this quarterback group?
You know, I've enjoyed watching them. I really have. Our guy who, he darn near blew out my eardrum when I first put these things on.
Minshew.
That kid has some legitimate swag. I mean, he's a guy who's come in here. You know, I love it. He's calling our coaches last week, telling them the mistakes in the playbook. So I mean, he was on it too. And he's a guy that just has something to him. You know, there's certain guys, and I'm doing everyone else's work for him, so I got to shut up. But he's been one of those guys that it's been awful fun to be around. I know there's some very talented quarterbacks. It's fun. Tyree Jackson was a late ad, and he belongs here. You know, he's a guy that the league should see because he's got some very intriguing qualities. All 4 of them we like on our squad. The other squad's extremely talented as well. So it's a good group down here to be certain.
You obviously played on a great defense, multiple great defenses, and when you look at kind of building that defense, now you get a chance to kind of put your fingerprints on it. Philosophically, front to back, or is it back to front?
Oh, I think it always starts up front. You know, I learned that, you know, I think I always said, and this is not to disparage anybody I played with at Denver, but I played with Hall of Famers at Tampa, and I always said 3 Mississippi's a whole lot easier than 5. You know, and it made my job a lot easier, and so I think, you know, that's where experience, the game's a lot easier when you're dominating up front. I think we have the makings of a dominant front, you know, and with the guys we have, the DeForest Buckners, the Solly Thomases, you know, and we want to continue to add to that and continue to add guys, you know, and you know, in today's football, you got to have that quarterback. We feel confident in Jimmy Garoppolo that he's that guy, and then you got to have the guys to knock him down, and you know, we want to do that collectively, and we think we're building something there.
Yeah, John, year 3 coming up for you, Kyle, putting this all together. Obviously, the first year was just getting the whole thing going, and you guys were tough down the stretch. You know, December, early January. You were tough out in December again this year. What's the next step besides getting some guys back to health? What is the next thing, the next blocks you guys need in order to get into where you want to go?
Well, Charles, we got to continue to add talent. We understand that. We undertook a huge project. We ripped apart a roster and tried to start all over again, essentially. And I think we've added a lot of pieces that we like. And we've got to continue to add those core players. Last year we added a tremendous, a couple of them, Mike McGlinchey, the Fred Warners, those guys. You know, the year 3 guys, they got to take a huge jump and really take ownership. And but we're starting to, I think what we've learned, and everybody learns in this league, competition brings out the best in everyone, and it makes your team a lot deeper. So we want to just have a really competitive environment such that when you do experience some injuries, you know, we've had our share. Yeah. You know, hopefully we have some luck there, and we're working real hard to fix that. But that when you do endure some of those, that you can move forward. And, you know, the best way to do that is continue to add good players.
I know it's early here, and obviously the top 10, most people think we do now, that it's probably a lot of defense in that top 10. But how vital is it for you in this offseason, whether it's in April or in free agency coming up in March, to add playmakers for Jimmy Garoppolo?
No doubt about it. You know, that's what this league's all about, you know, who can get out there and who can make plays. And you know, we think we have something special in Jimmy. He's got to continue to develop. He did a nice job. He's doing a tremendous job with his rehab. Did a nice job. I was really proud of him. You know, we all sat around and talked and said, listen, you got to get your knee and your body right, but we also have to find a way to grow from the neck up this year. He's not a guy who's played a ton of football, and so we're going to have to accelerate that growth experience for him. And Kyle and the coaching staff did a tremendous job coaching the team, but also Jimmy's very important to our fortunes moving forward, so they spent a lot of time with him. But you're right, you got to continue to add playmakers around him. We've got some special playmakers. It's going to be nice to have Jerick McKinnon back. Yes. We spent a lot of money on him because we believed in him, but put him out there with Kittle and the guys and the Marquise Goodwins, and continue to add to that.
John Lynch picking second, full week here.
Yeah, great being with you guys.
At the Reese Senior Bowl, taking the time.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, John.
See
Good to see you,
DJ.
man.
All right.
And coming up here, John Lynch with the